Hello and welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Dennis Adigunloye. The headlines. Federal government lifts ban on mineral exploration in Zamfara state. Acknowledges improved security situation. Official recognition and better life underway for waste pickers. Gets commendation for keeping environment clean. And Syrian former soldiers seek amnesty from new interim leaders, deny involvement in killings. Syrian former military officers are asking for amnesty from the country's interim leaders. The leaders say as long as they are not responsible for any killings, they stand the chance for integration. Kulu Mohammed reports.
A man suspected of plowing a car through crowds at a German Christmas market in an attack that killed 5 persons and injured scores faces multiple charges, murder and attempted murder. Friday evening's attack in the city of Magdeburg shocked the country and stirred up tensions over the charged issue of immigration. The suspect, Talib Al-Abdul Mohsen, currently in custody, is a 50-year-old psychiatrist from Saudi Arabia with a history of anti-Islamic rhetoric who has lived in Germany for almost 2 decades. Police say motive for the attack remains unclear. Local officials say there were scuffles and minor disturbances at a far-right demonstration attended by around 2,100 people on Saturday night in Magdeburg. They added that criminal proceedings will follow, but did not give details about the time. In other news, the situation in Chad caught France by surprise as it was preparing to start withdrawing its ground troops in Chad from next week. Then last Friday, Paris received a communication from the authorities in Chad demanding the total withdrawal of all personnel from its base in N'Djamena by 31st December. This is another setback for France, as Chad was the last stronghold of French influence in the Sahel region of West Africa. Now, France has had to speed things up, sending the first 120 men back to France on Friday afternoon. The situation in the country has evolved rapidly. In October, 40 Chadian soldiers were killed by Boko Haram insurgents on a military post in the Lake Chad region. Kolo Muhammad, NTA News.
Apologies for the mix-up in that report. Let's now take that report on Syrian former soldiers. Okay, German suspect in the Christmas market attack. A Saudi-born faces murder charges, just as France withdraws forces from Chad following French deadline.
Hundreds of former soldiers from the previous Syrian government queued up outside reconciliation centers in Damascus on Saturday in the hope of clearing their status with the new interim government.
They are found in every nook and cranny of the society, but not much attention is given to
A man suspected of plowing a car through crowds at a German Christmas market in an attack that killed 5 persons and injured scores faces multiple charges of murder and attempted murder. Friday evening's attack in the city of Magdeburg shocked the country and stirred up tensions over the charged issue of immigration. The suspect, Talib Al-Abdul Mohsen, currently in custody, is a 50-year-old psychiatrist from Saudi Arabia with a history of anti-Islamic rhetoric who has lived in Germany for almost 2 decades. Police say motive for the attack remains unclear. Local officials say there were scuffles and minor disturbances at a far-right demonstration attended by around 2,100 people on Saturday night in Magdeburg. They added that criminal proceedings will follow, but did not give details about the time. In other news, the situation in Chad caught France by surprise as it was preparing to start withdrawing its ground troops in Chad.
A workshop on formalizing the informal waste picker economy is underway in Abuja. Put together by the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, the dissemination workshop is to showcase the research reports on the economic value chain in the duties of waste pickers, which is yet to get the needed attention. David Irie reports.
The role they play in ensuring a clean and healthy environment. Findings by the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution reveal that these waste pickers, often referred to as Babambola, represent an impressive 59.3% of waste collection and management across the country, while formal systems account for just 4.7%. Despite their vital contributions, waste pickers remain some of the most marginalized, stigmatized and criminalized members of the society. This workshop is therefore to expose key stakeholders to the role of this class of people who are experts in converting waste to wealth, to give them a better sense of belonging.
There is also a security dimension, to when you don't formalize this kind of sector. If waste pickers, for example, they have to scavenge our national asset, for example, the railway lines, the barriers, the aluminum barriers across the society that is supposed to protect us, they become vulnerable as a result of the activities of some rogue elements among the waste pickers. Then there is no better time for us to regulate it than now.
Integrating them into the formal management system, which will provide access to healthcare, financial services, legal protection, and fostering a more sustainable and inclusive system.
Beyond the surface work of waste picking, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs recognizes the role the waste pickers play in achieving environmental sustainability.
The waste pickers' economy, while deeply rooted in local realities, also has global implications. With increasing urbanization and the growth of informal economies, addressing the concern of waste picker is not just a local or national issue, but one that resonates on the international stage.
So if we sit down during the implementation stage, we are able to provide useful data and information to the implementation, maybe a committee or a task force, where they are able to give them concrete information as regards our operations.
The research work titled Formalizing the Informal Waste Picker Economy for Sustainable Development in Nigeria is expected to be presented to the federal government for necessary action. In Abuja, David Irie, NTA News.
Nigeria's Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare is working hard to improve the quality of care in the country's healthcare system with a budget allocation of 2.5 trillion naira for the coming year. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Adekunle Salako, in a media parley in Abuja, emphasized the importance of quality healthcare services, facilities and affordability of Nigerians in line with the universal health coverage target.
The level of awareness in the country in terms of health issues, in terms of prevention, in terms of health-seeking behaviors, in terms of improving the health literacy of the people, cannot be said to be optimal yet. Research has shown consistently that when the health literacy is high, then the health-seeking behavior is better, and the health indicators are also better.
Dr. Salako harped on the critical role of the media in promoting healthcare awareness and urged them to provide adept coverage with emphasis on prevention and approaches to healthcare delivery across the nation.
You, health journalists, as partners in progress, people will depend on very, very seriously to disseminate issues, to disseminate policy statements, to disseminate our programs, and also to inform Nigerians.
This development is expected to strengthen Nigeria's healthcare system for better outcomes. Meanwhile, the federal government has assured international organizations of its commitment to strictly upholding agreements regarding funding for essential agricultural and rural development projects. This was disclosed by the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, along with the Minister of Women Affairs, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, during a review meeting and discussion of the budget for 2025 projects.
These are key players in the implementation of projects funded by the federal government and the development partners. The meeting was chaired by the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture is implementing 4 key projects funded by the World Bank, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, the Islamic Development Bank, and the African Development Bank. The purpose of the meeting was to review and approve the 2025 annual work plan and budget for the 4 key agricultural donor-funded projects.
That the focus of the ministry at this point in time is to ramp up production and scale up value addition, thereby reducing post-harvest losses, ensuring food security, creating jobs and income for our farmers.
The Minister of Women Affairs, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, advocated more opportunities for women in agricultural projects. She cited the World Bank's finding that addressing gender productivity in agriculture could increase the country's GDP by up to $8.1 billion.
There are good policies and practices in place that could leverage to transform the sector for women. For instance, we have the First Lady Every Home a Garden initiative, which seeks to drive the household food security through home gardening. This is such an important model worthy for the stakeholder to consider and adopt.
The meeting emphasized the need for all coordinators to adhere strictly to the agreements Nigeria signed with multilateral institutions in the execution of the projects. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
In another development, the federal government has lifted the ban on mining exploration activities in Zamfara State, citing significant improvements in the security situation across the state. Making the announcement at a press briefing, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, stated that the nation has a lot to gain from reawakening economic activities in a highly mineralized state like Zamfara that is imbued with vast gold, lithium, and copper belts.
Honor and privilege to announce to you that the President has approved the lifting of the ban on mining exploration in Zamfara State. So we shall be communicating officially to the various agencies, the relevant agencies that are involved in the mining activities.
On the recent controversy surrounding the Memorandum of Understanding with France, Alake reaffirmed the federal government's position that the agreement does not imply Nigeria is relinquishing control over its mineral resources or entering into any military pact with France. He emphasized that Nigeria's military remains fully capable of safeguarding the nation's territorial integrity.
The MOU, the high points are on training, capacity building between France and Nigeria. And we need all the assistance we can get in terms of capacity, technical, financial, whatever, in this sector from abroad. And that wasn't even the first MOU we are signing. We signed one with Germany. I think we signed with Australia. And there was no hue and cry.
The minister urges stakeholders to support federal government's policies as 2025 looks promising for the sector. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, has reaffirmed that the sacred duty of defending Nigeria's sovereignty is entrusted only to individuals who demonstrate exceptional traits and abilities. He made this assertion while serving as the reviewing officer at the passing out parade for Basic Military Training Course 44 2023 held at the Military Training Center, Nigerian Air Force Base, Kaduna. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
A statement by the Deputy Director of Public Relations and Information, Group Captain Kabir Ali, indicates that Air Marshal Abubakar commended the recruits for their perseverance and dedication, emphasizing the transformative nature of their training as deliberately challenging to molding them into warriors, tradesmen, and leaders with courage, discipline, and resilience. The Chief of the Air Staff urged the newly inducted airmen and airwomen to uphold and have values of integrity, service before self, and excellence in all they do, while emphasizing the responsibility to remain vigilant, respect civilians, and adhere strictly to the rules of engagement. Air Marshal Abubakar also discussed the pivotal role the new recruits will play in addressing Nigeria's security challenges, noting that many will be deployed to operational theaters and internal security operations. Air Marshal Abubakar expressed appreciation to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his unwavering commitment to addressing the operational, logistical and welfare needs of the NAF, while assuring President Tinubu of the Nigerian Air Force unalloyed loyalty and total commitment to his agenda for a peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. The ceremony celebrated the successful completion of 6 months of intensive training by 1,190 airmen and airwomen. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Here's the news on NTA International. We'll take a short break. More reports in a moment. Stay with us.
Imagine a world where your potential isn't limited by your bank account, where your financial dreams can become reality. That world is here with the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation scheme, Credico. Credico is one of President Tinubu's initiatives designed to put the power of consumer credit in the hands of working Nigerians. Here to help you achieve your goals, whether it's providing for your family or expanding your home or business. Visit www.credico.ng today for details. This is the renewed hope.
You're welcome back. Now, Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Zubeida Umar, has advocated the establishment of a local emergency management committee at various levels of local councils to effectively mitigate the perennial flooding that has continued to ravage most parts of the country. The NEMA boss stated this when she received the National Presidents Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, who led its members on a courtesy visit to her office. Ilyasu Yakubu reports.
Disaster, they say, is local, and advocating the establishment of local emergency management committees at various levels of local councils is considered necessary and one of major efforts towards combating disaster, as it is capable of providing a lasting solution in minimizing the hazards of the menace. The DG NEMA said these efforts, if achieved, will enhance early warning systems and ensure timely interventions during emergencies. She appreciated the critical roles of local government in ensuring the success of disaster preparedness, response, and recovery efforts.
Local governments play a very crucial role in addressing the immediate needs of communities, especially during emergencies. Your proactive approach to engaging with NEMA underscores the importance of collaboration in building resilient communities and strengthening disaster management systems across Nigeria.
The National President Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, Bello Lawal, noted that with the granting of financial autonomy to the local councils, there is the growing need for consultation and guidance from NEMA, particularly on resource utilization for disaster management initiatives.
Learn from the experiences of the agencies so that we will be able to do things in a proper manner and also pool resources from various sources to enhance the capacity of the local government to be able to actually support our people in those times.
ALGON is the umbrella body of Nigeria's 774 local governments. Its aim is to leverage the partnership with NEMA to strengthen grassroots disaster preparedness and response. In Abuja, Ilyasu Yakubu, NTA News.
It is the season of celebration with songs, and the Nigeria Union of Journalists is not left out. And the NUJFCT organized a Christmas carol for its members, bringing together various correspondents from different media houses who showcased their singing talents with beautiful melodies. NTA, the winning media choir, was spectacular with renditions to the excitement of cheering crowds. Safia Nima Uche reports that The general manager of NTA Abuja, Polate, represented the Director General of the NTA, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, at the event.
Full of energy, they keep the society informed, always eager to break the news. But little did one know that they have another talent. The golden melodious voices filled the air as members applauded. The Director General of NTA, represented by the General Manager NTA Abuja, Paul Ate, applauded the organizers and urged them to be their brother's keeper and remain united.
All we need to do is to take care of ourselves and take care of our neighbors and continue to spread good news of unity and peaceful coexistence.
The new leadership of the NUJ FCT Council was overjoyed as their aim was being achieved.
It's a season of love. It's a season to promote peace, peaceful coexistence. And Christmas is all about celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. So for me, bringing everybody together to wine and dine, no matter how small it is, to, sing, laugh out, and be happy.
When it is your time, God will just bring people around you. It's our time. The first time a woman is coming to the chairman, 2 people tried it and they failed. But when it is her time, and God is just opening more ways for her, God will be with her. And NUJ will be a new beginning for all of us, that every journalist will be proud of to associate with NUJ.
NUJ FCT to organize a carol for us. I think it's historic. It's beautiful. I enjoyed myself this evening because this is my own.
And it's Christmas, just like NUJ has started. It is a time for us to share joy, share love, give to the needy, lend a helping hand to the needy. It's all about showing love to one another. If all of us should do this, not for once, for a few seconds, everybody has forgotten about whatever burden he or she is carrying.
More melodious Christmas songs came from the former council chairman. The event ended with laughter, hugs, handshakes, and a pat on the back for members, all with a beautiful smile as they enter into 2025. Safia Noma Uche, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu expresses profound sorrow over the passing of retired Supreme Court Justice Uthman Mohammed Argungu, describing his departure as a significant personal and national loss. Justice Argungu, who passed away at the age of 90, was a respected jurist and a cherished associate of the president. Following Islamic rites, he was laid to rest on Sunday in his hometown of Argungu, Kebbi State. President Tinubu remembers the late elder statesman as a distinguished jurist whose life was dedicated to serving humanity and his country with unwavering integrity and commitment. In honor of Justice Argungu's remarkable life and service, President Tinubu offers prayers for the repose of his soul and extends heartfelt condolences to his family, the government, and people of Kebbi State during this time of mourning. Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shettima has offered prayers for victims of the tragic stampedes that claimed lives, describing the incidents as a national tragedy. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nkwacha, said the incidents in Anambra, Oyo and the FCT are heart-wrenching, and he expressed deep sorrow over the losses. He assured the victims' families that the federal government would provide necessary support during this difficult period. And the 3-day fidal for the late Deputy Director of the Voice of Nigeria, Rafat Salami, has been held in Abuja. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, was among the many well-wishers who offered special prayers for the peaceful repose of the soul of the deceased. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
Imam Fuad Adeyemi led the congregation to offer special prayers as family, friends, professional colleagues and well-wishers converged at the Al-Habibiyya Central Mosque in Guzape to fulfill the religious obligation for the peaceful repose of the soul of Rafat Salami. Ambassador Sheikh Redwan Mustafa reminded Muslim faithful to focus attention on building legacies on activities that will be beneficial to them in the hereafter.
If you are hoping that one day you will meet your Lord, if you are hoping that a day is coming that you will meet face to face with your Lord, then continue to do good deeds.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, described late Rafat Salami as an asset to the media industry and one who promoted the ideals of Islam.
First, let me convey President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's condolences to the family, her friends and well-wishers, and the entire media community in Nigeria, to her family, to her friends, and to everyone within the media community. We mourn her, and we also want to take this opportunity to ask the media personalities, wherever they are, to emulate Rafat. She did lived a very good life, very professional, very forthright. We pray for Allah to accept her in Al-Jannah. We also pray that the family will find comfort even in death.
On the unfortunate triple event of stampede in Ibadan, Anambra and Abuja, the minister says,
Mr. President also advises all Nigerians to, even when they are receiving palliatives that are meant actually to help the people, situations like that turn into tragedy. It is quite unfortunate. No one prays for that, and Mr. President has already directed that a thorough investigation be carried out with a view to ascertaining the immediate and remote causes of such tragic situations, and to also avert the occurrence of these kind of situations going forward. At a time that we are going into the Christmas season, we will not want to have tragedies such as this. The President is greatly saddened by this. All of us are saddened by this, and we do hope that this will be the last that we hear of this kind of situation in this country.
In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
And that concludes the news on NTA International. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye.